Okay, the past couple of hours have been really crazy for XRP and XRP holders because of one thing. No, two things. One is I think that XRP is in the absolute best spot it has ever been in, mostly based on the fact that President Trump came in and the statement in the executive order that was so huge, especially for coins like XRP, was this: President Trump will help make the United States the center of digital financial technology innovation by halting aggressive enforcement actions and regulatory overreach that have stifled crypto innovation under previous administrations. So based on this part of the executive order, the lawsuit against Ripple is most likely very soon over. The lawsuit against Cardano, Solana, BNB, I don't even remember anymore which coins were in the Binance, Kraken, and Coinbase lawsuits, are most likely all going to be thrown out the window, and progress can be made, like, for example, we were talking about a few days ago with the XRP and Solana ETFs. Now, where things get a little bit more interesting, like I just said, is if we scroll a bit further through my saved replies. There's a little bit of a hate campaign going on right now. So Joe said, hey, XRP might be the biggest scam of all time. Then Peter McCormick said, I have it from a direct source that Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple/XRP are actively working to undermine the standard Bitcoin reserve. Absolute scum. Bitcoin Magazine says, hey, retweet this if you don't want XRP on America's balance sheet, Bitcoin only. And then the Bitcoin therapist said, screw XRP and any other shitcoin masquerading as a decentralized alternative to Bitcoin. Any and all attempts to dethrone the Bitcoin reserve will be met with a level of toxic maximalism you have never before witnessed. I will die on this hill. The U.S. Reserve must be Bitcoin only. Which is quite peculiar. I mean, at the end of the day, I find it quite interesting there's such hostility. One thing I can tell you is I don't mind if somebody wants only their asset as a reserve. That's a completely fine thing. But, I mean, the battle is quite interesting now. So, for example, Pierre Rochard said earlier, the biggest obstacle for the strategic Bitcoin reserve is not the Fed, Treasury banks, or Elizabeth Warren. It's XRP and Ripple. They are aggressively lobbying against this Bitcoin reserve by throwing around millions of dollars at politicians desperately trying to derail it. They did the same to attack Bitcoin mining under Biden administration. Obviously, they want to protect their marketing narratives and push for CBDCs built on their platform. And Brad came on to say, hey, unless you are choosing to ignore the core tenets of the President of the United States campaign, which aggressively supports American companies and technologies, and by the way, they sponsored partially, the inauguration, etc., our efforts through what they've been doing with lobbying are actually increasing the likelihood of a crypto strategic reserve, which includes Bitcoin, happening because, again, that's what they've been putting money forward to. Pierre Rochard says, hey, Brad, have you ever actually bought XRP or just sold? Yes or no, don't need to know how much, but just curious since you're asking the government to buy XRP. And a counter to that is, let's just say, as an example, right? You find a new element. You find gold, for example, in the back ages. And you realize it's the best thing ever. You were the first to find it, so you have a ton of it. And now others are starting to realize that too, for example. You're like, hey, man, you should really get some of this. I have a ton. You should also get some of this. Now, is it then logical to assume that because you are the one who found it first, for example, or one of the first ones to have it, you have a ton of it already, and, well, you've already done your part, you're basically stashed full, that now you also have to keep buying it instead of just getting rid of whatever you've got already? Like, I'm not the biggest fan of founders selling their tokens like crazy, but on the opposite side, I'm also thinking, well, just because you were early doesn't, you know what I mean? Why would that have to be a negative thing? So I never really get why that question would be relevant. It's similar with if you look at Ripple and you're like, oh, you know what? They have too much XRP. If you don't like it, stay away. If that's the thing you disagree with, just stay away and let it go. There are so many coins out there, all having their own purpose and own strategy. We could look at, for example, Bitcoin and think, you know what? Satoshi has probably 1 million Bitcoin. I don't like it, but I don't really care. The US dollar is not properly spread around, yet everybody's happy to accept it. Matter of fact, I dare to say that 99.9% of the people in the US do not know how many dollars there are, or where exactly that money goes, or how much the inflation is at. I think 99.9% of the people in the US do not know, but at least 99% of the people do not know. right, exactly what the inflation is at or what that might mean. Maybe some people have found about that number, but I'd say if you grab 100 people, right, randomly, I'm talking not in freaking Wall Street, the middle of San Francisco, randomly out of the US, what is the probability they know the current inflation rate and what that means, plus how many dollars are in existence, right? Just to put it into perspective, that a lot of things people complain about, they accept in every other sector, and it's just for the sake of complaining, I think. Regardless, though, isn't it funny the animosity against the XRP community is back like crazy, like never before, really? Even though things are starting to look so good and those lawsuits are going to be removed, maybe that's what happened. When Ripple was fighting this lawsuit, with regards to XRP, they were all kind of standing behind it because it's like, you know what? It's going to affect all the other cryptocurrencies as well. Gary Gensler is against everybody, and at least Ripple is putting hundreds of millions of dollars forward to fight it, while other crypto companies just accept it. And now that the case is probably going to be thrown out, and Trump looks supportive, they don't have to rely on the efforts anymore. And they're just thinking, you know what? We can go back to saying, screw you. This is what I remember. XRP used to always be so hated. The last couple of weeks, there was almost no hatred. The last couple of months was so good. And all of a sudden, it is back. And Eleanor said, as someone who only really began observing the space in 2021, I've never seen this level of open warfare between coin communities. Well, this is not the first time. Now the SEC is no longer a common enemy. Is it back to warring amongst yourselves? And that indeed seems like what's going on. It's really ironic that the moment the SEC is out and the conversation is going on of now moving on to the next questions. Hey, for example, the Senate Debanking Committee will hold a debanking hearing on Wednesday, February 5th. We're holding new questions forward. We're putting new questions forward. We're trying to get further as a community. And all of a sudden, all these other parts are trying to pull us back in, and the animosity is back. Maybe now that the XRP coin has gone so viral again, they just want to get their moment in the light. Again, I've still got my coin positions open, even though the price right now is not doing too well. I got a notification just now that Bitcoin is also going down ever so slightly. I mean, it shows right here. Let's see. Bitcoin back at 105, and just now it was at 107,000. But maybe by the time I upload this, it might have changed a bit already, depending on how fast I am with putting this video up. It's not really in too much of a hurry. It's just to put my thoughts forward that there's so many people now hating it. But at the end of the day, screw every single one of them. I don't care. You know how many, let's say tens of people, because I don't think it's been 100 yet, but maybe it has been. Let's just say I've been laughed at hundreds of times in real life by people saying, haha, you still talk about that stupid coin, haha. First of all, who's laughing now? Because look at how our coins have done. And they often respond with, yeah, but after so many years. And I respond back saying, who cares, right? If Bitcoin's going to $10 million, for example, I don't really think it matters that much if you bought at 17,000 or 25,000 or 40,000, for example, right? It doesn't really matter. Because if it eventually goes to that level, you had so much time to stack up at cheap prices that basically the longer it takes to go on a crazy run, instead of, basically all up and then staying up, the longer it takes to go for the crazy run, you tend to have more money in it. So you also get more money multiplied. So with XRP, it hit $3. That was at, let's say, 30 cents for years. And then it hits back to $3, $4. That's a 10x, for example. Instead of just in one spurt on a little bit of money, now you've had 7 years to accumulate at 10, 20, 30, 50 cents. So let's say your average price is 30 cents. So now my entire portfolio is times 10 of what it was a few weeks ago. Or not my entire portfolio, but most. Whereas with Bitcoin, it goes up slowly but surely. But now with XRP, I've never seen these crazy gains in my portfolio ever. And I still can't believe it every single time I wake up. Really, it's just absolutely crazy. So anybody can tell me anything. I don't give a crap. You can start blabbering on about how much you hate XRP. Screw you. Screw your whole family. I don't give a shit about you. Really, I don't. Unless you have good arguments, like some people do, and you just like to nuance things. Say, hey, I don't like this coin for this and that reason. Here's why I like this or that coin. That's fine. But just saying, we're better, they're all scam. What's it going to solve? What's the purpose of that? Again, people having their opinion, I'm all cool with. If you don't like XRP, that's completely fine. Not a single piece of animosity anywhere. Because you don't have to like what I like. I don't mind it. You don't have to invest in what I invest into. Everybody's a free individual, I hope. Right? I hope. But I think some people are taking it a bit too far, maybe for attention, maybe for clicks, or just for the sake of hating on it, which has happened all throughout the years, and now it just seems to be back. But yeah, just wanted to bring to y'all's attention. I'm still holding fine. I always let this go just on over me, whatever. I don't really mind it. It's been so many years and so many people saying it, but maybe a lot of new people, they're confused or scared of it. So just wanted to give my thoughts. This will happen all the time. If you are into something popular, there'll be people smashing it to pieces. So yeah, just get used to it, I'd say. And know what you hold. If you're confident in what you've got, you're going to be fine. But if you're always questioning things, then this could also be very, very tough, very difficult. But hey, guys, that was it for this little crypto update. Just wanted to get my thoughts out because I saw this is going trending right now. But at the end of the day, you know, with the whole Trump situation, we're in such a good spot right now, man. I'm so hyped up. I'm so hyped up, especially because Trump is just buying everything with his other companies. So I'm thinking many cool orders are going to be coming out soon. I'm hyped up. I'm excited. And by the way, guys, if you're looking for a platform to trade on, check the link down below to 𝗏𝗏. That's where I'm trading on right now. You can use it from anywhere in the world. Maybe you need a VPN, but you can probably use it from anywhere in the world. Link, like I said, is down below. And that's about it for this little crypto update.